If you got a mysterious box, no sender, no note, and someone told you, if you don't open it, your life will change forever, would you be able to resist? For 11 minutes, he carried that box, like it held the key to his own destiny. But on the 12th minute, he couldn't take it anymore. What he saw inside almost destroyed everything. Before we go on, tell me in the comments, would you open it or not? Your answer might matter later. The scariest part? Anyone would have done the same. You, me, everyone. What no one expected was that inside that box, there was something tiny, a mistake, an accident, an invisible truth that changed everything. And that's what this story is about. About small choices that turn into ticking time bombs. If you've ever regretted a decision, even one that felt right at the time, watch until the end. Because what he ignored is probably what you're ignoring right now. He wasn't special, at least not in anyone's eyes. He woke up every morning at 5:47 a.m., no alarm. His body just knew it had to fight through one more day. The 6:12 bus always came right on time, and he always sat in the same seat. The one in the middle, where no one tries to start a conversation. Outside, the city swallowed people whole. Inside, he just existed. He worked at a small print shop downtown. Stacked boxes, handled complaints, ate fast, went home. No one waiting for him. The TV was the only voice that talked back, and only when he remembered to turn it on. But even inside that cold, repetitive routine, something deep within him kept whispering, "This can't be all there is." He saw people winning, people with less than him, but somehow more alive. And that same voice whispered again, every single day, "You were made for more than this." That day, something different happened. Something that looked like luck, but was really a test. It was a Monday. Light rain, empty streets. The bus stop was almost deserted. He was running late, rare for him. The driver nearly passed him by, but stopped at the last second. And as he climbed those wet metal steps, he saw it. An envelope on the empty seat, thick paper, heavy, no name. Just one handwritten line. "If you accept this, there's no turning back." Inside was a small card with a number and a note. "Meet me at 7 p.m. Central Square. Bring this envelope." He thought about ignoring it. He thought about tearing it up, but his heart beat differently. It wasn't fear. It was impulse, curiosity, maybe hope. By 6:47 p.m., he was already there, alone. At exactly 7 o'clock, a man in a long coat approached, placed a box in his hands, and simply said, "You just have to take this across town. Don't open it. Don't ask. Just deliver." The reward? A new life. It sounded simple, fair. But with every step, something in that man's eyes started haunting him. Would you have done the same? At first, everything seemed easy. He carried the box with both hands like a gift meant for someone important. It wasn't heavy. It wasn't light. It had the exact weight of doubt. The first hour passed slowly. People looked, but no one asked. By the second block, he could swear he saw the man in the coat watching from a distance. Or maybe it was just paranoia. And then came the first detour. A kid stumbled nearby, and the box almost slipped from his hands. He caught it just in time and felt something move inside. A dull thud. Not glass, not paper, something else. And in that instant, the thought began to loop in his head. What's in here? Why can't I know? With every block, that inner voice grew louder. What if it's illegal? What if it's a prank? What if this is some kind of obedience test? When he stopped to drink some water, the box felt twice as heavy. But what truly stopped him was his reflection in a store window. He didn't recognize the face staring back at him. The dilemma had already started to change who he was. The box was still sealed, but the thought had already been opened. He sat down on a park bench, gasping for air. But it wasn't air he needed. It was control. He looked around. No one was watching. No cameras, no footsteps, just him and the sound of his own heartbeat, trying to tell him something. What if it's empty? What if it's cash? What if this is some hidden camera experiment and I'm the idiot on TV? That's when the forbidden thought formed, sharp, dangerous. What if I just open it and close it again, like nothing happened? Just a peek, just 1 second. He ran his finger along the lid. The glue felt weak, like it was meant to be broken, like the box itself was daring him to open it. And for the first time, doubt won over promise. He leaned in, closed his eyes, and thought, if I'm quick, no one will ever know. What he didn't know was that someone already did. And that single thought, alone, had already sealed his fate. He opened it. With trembling hands, in the sharp silence of the night, he lifted the lid like someone challenging his own destiny. He expected light, gold, something dazzling. But what he found was the opposite. Rocks. 5 ordinary gray stones. Cold, heavy. They tumbled to the ground with a dull, cruel sound. It echoed like a laugh from something unseen. He froze, searched beneath the stones. Nothing, except an old crumpled envelope taped to the bottom. He tore it open. Inside, 1 sheet of paper, handwritten. The handwriting was firm, emotionless. The real test was never carrying the box. It was resisting what you never knew you wanted. And below that, 1 final line, written in anger, or maybe disappointment. You failed. His body went still, mouth dry, the world silent. The box now weighed 1,000 pounds in his mind, because it wasn't what was inside that destroyed him. It was what he'd become on the inside. And the worst part? He'd never know what might have happened if he had resisted. Across the park, a black sedan pulled up slowly. A man in a long coat stepped out. He didn't look angry or even surprised, just sad, like someone who already knew how the story would end long before it began. He walked over in silence, picked up the box from the ground, and looked deep into the man's eyes, like a father delivering a truth. His son still wasn't ready to hear. "You don't get it, do you?" the man said, his voice calm. This was never about what was inside the box. It was about what's inside you. He pointed to the man's chest. We've been looking for someone who chooses truth, even when no one's watching. Slowly, 3 men stepped out of the car. One held a contract, another a folder filled with papers. The third carried a list with hundreds of names, all crossed out, except one, his. The older man stared at him for one last second. You were the last name on the list. Then he turned and walked away. No shouting, no punishment, because the real punishment had already been delivered. He stood there for minutes, frozen. The rain started again, soft and hesitant, as if the world itself felt ashamed. People passed by, indifferent. The city went back to its rhythm. But inside him, everything had stopped. He realized, with a hollow ache. He hadn't lost because he opened the box. He lost when he let the wrong thought grow in silence, when he forgot that the biggest decisions in life don't happen in front of an audience, but in the dark corners of your own conscience. It was just a box, but it could have been the beginning of everything, or the end. And right there, drenched, dirty, broken, he made a promise. Next time, I'll choose right, even if no one sees it, even if no one rewards it, even if it hurts. Because life doesn't test you when you're strong. It tests you when no one's watching. And every thought is a seed. If today you choose a good one, maybe everything changes. And if it does, come back and tell me. If this story hit you, subscribe. There are more truths like this coming soon. And if someone you love needs to hear this, share it with them.